Hi everyone, I'm Isabel from Pivigo and I'm here today with Victoria, one of our S2DS participants. It's week 4, Victoria. How are you feeling?
Thank you. Hello. It is by far the most challenging week of the program. I mean, I don't know about next week, but I but I think this will have been the last challenging one. Last week was actually the best because it was like by the end of last week that we had stuff that we were really happy about, and I think that for the most part we will have solved this problem. Or I mean that we will be able to deliver a solution that was reasonable in this kind of time frame. But what is challenging is that now we all have to put together the little bits that we've been working on.
Yes.
And these all exist in individual little notebooks and GitHub, they exist, but now we have to create one master script where it's all tidied up and make sure that, and they will call each other in the right way, and that to suddenly zoom out of your own thing to be able to contribute to this being put together, that is hard. Yeah.
Can you tell me some things you've learned about team dynamics from being in the program?
That is also something that doesn't come automatically, I think, to anyone who's just come out of a PhD, because it's such a solitary endeavor. And also this particular project would have been impossible for one person to do. So then that bit was kind of smooth and automatic, that we just kind of genuinely fell into things that we wanted to do. So everybody found their little corner of what they were doing. But it's this bringing together thing that is challenging for all of us, because we just realized that there are so many things that we don't understand about what the other person has been working on. So now we meet even more than we had done before to explain it to each other, what it is and how that's being called and what kind of input it takes, so that the output that it goes out on the other end will be, so the other person will be able to use it for their thing. And that now is the time when we realize that, oh, this thing takes CSV, oh, that I'm producing like that this isn't like PDF. So now we have to redo everything so that they're linked together, and it is challenging and takes a lot of communication for this to
Yeah,
be
I suppose
implemented.
communication is definitely key.
Yes, and it is a bit harder in this virtual setting, I think. But that's also something that we will need to learn in these current times. So I'm glad about having that experience. But for instance, it's difficult to figure out who somebody's looking at in a conference call. You know what it's like, the four of us, and when somebody says you don't know that they're talking to you.
And that definitely sounds like a bit of a tricky problem. Could you tell us a little bit about what your daily routine looks like in S2DS by week 4?
It has completely fallen apart. I'm usually a very organized person, and I work out every day, and like I have a fixed routine. I have not been on a run since the beginning of SDTS, and usually I'm not joking. Like I wake up around 7 or 8 o'clock, and I sit down here. I have my coffee in front of a computer, and I sit here until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I consider it to be a short-term thing, and not, I mean, I'm not even really aware of time passing, but everybody said that in the beginning, that this is going to be the case. And I am really immersed in doing it, so I don't really realize it either, that it's gone. And the people I talk to other people from other teams, and they're the same. So it's, I think I have a feeling that everybody has been living like this.
Time flies
For
when you're
four
having
weeks
fun.
now. That's very true. Also, when you're concentrating on something, time flies by, and it's not a bad thing at all.
So, looking ahead to week 5, what are the expectations? What does this look like for you and your team?
It's going to be so great to see this all in one. Like, it's hard to imagine at this point that the work is actually done. It's just that it has to be tied in together and make sure that all of the bits get the right input and produce the right output, and there are no bugs, and everybody had the same version of pandas and numpy and all of these things, and they can interact together. And but actually seeing that end product in one long script that you hit run and on the other end it comes out, that's something I'm really looking forward to. I hope the company is going to be as thrilled as me, but but I am really thrilled at that outlook. Yeah.
I'm sure they will be. Well, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, Victoria, and all the best of luck for week 5.